Welcome to the Culturally Distinct Podcast. This is your boy DJ KO. My homegirl K Jack could not be here today, but she sends Culturally Distinct. She sends the fans. She sends the people. She says hello. She says she's been missing in action and she's not in jail. So those who thought she's in jail, she's not in jail. She's handling her business. It's holiday time, and you know it's busy, especially out in these Houston streets. It's very busy. People buying things. I'm buying things. Speaking of gifts. Before we even get started to this process, anybody that wants to purchase the Culturally Distinct any gifts, make sure you send them our way.
Oh my goodness.
We're accepting every gift, okay, guys? I'd like to welcome you guys to the show. I thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys who subscribe to the show. Thank everybody that seen me in the comments that's subscribed, and just look at every video, everything that we post. I appreciate you guys. Love you guys. So today we have a special show for you guys. I have two special alumnus that's the alumni is dear to my heart, which is Southern University, and you guys know that. So shout out to Southern University.
Shout out.
That's first and foremost.
That's you.
Second, I have two guests that's from Southern University, right?
That's right.
It's from Southern University. I don't know if they enjoyed it as much as I did, but
I don't know if anybody enjoyed it as much as you did.
right. But I brought them up here because we're gonna talk about the Hbcu experience a little bit. We're gonna talk about a little bit of everything. But I like everybody to welcome the two guests that I have today. I have to my left, Saminthia Rutledge, Washington.
Rutledge, Washington.
What?
Hello.
Did I say it right?
Rutledge,
Washington. Okay.
That's right.
All right. I got a hand. Hold on. Let me get a hand clap for you. Hey.
Thank you.
Hey. And the young sister to my far left, I got my girl Tina Mack. Hey. So how you guys doing? First of all, how you guys doing?
And great. Blessed.
Great.
Yes.
That's wonderful,
Awesome,
man. Y'all looking
awesome.
good. Y'all got your we got your Jaguar representing.
Represent.
I do the sub.
Hey, so everybody in Baton Rouge that's paying attention, you already know these people. So if you was on campus between the years of 99 and 2003, 2004, you probably seen these two individuals, right? So before we get started, I want for the people that don't know, for the young people that don't know you guys, I want you guys to, first of all, where are you from? And I told you the years you guys was there and everything. But where you from and where you are now? Where are you now? Starting with Tina's, either or, it don't matter.
Okay, I'll start. I am originally from Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
I currently reside here in Houston, Texas.
H-Town. How long you been here?
I've been here for 15 years now.
Really?
Yeah. Well,
Damn, you
we
been a
were
long
up
time.
north first in the Woodlands,
Okay.
and then we kind of just moved out.
Which is
south
Texas.
this way.
Which is Texas.
Still-
Okay, cool.
Still Houston-ish.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've been here. We came actually right after Katrina.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
so
Katrina
05.
Katrina brought y'all there.
In a sense.
Y'all refugees.
In a I can't stand it. So we starting off like that.
I'm just
We're gonna
saying.
start this thing all right. Just how we starting off.
So, okay, that's dope. That's dope. 15 years. Okay, dope. Tina, what about yourself?
Well, I'm Tina Mack. I'm from Houston. I live in Houston.
Okay.
Yeah. So I really left Houston just to go to Southern.
Okay.
I moved back after I graduated in 2003.
Okay.
So I've been in Houston.
Dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
I want to ask you guys this because I have conversations with some colleagues all the time, right? And like right now, I think HBCU is a big thing for us. It's a talked about thing right now because of course, you know, Deion Sanders.
Right.
It's at Jackson State. We have Eddie George at Tennessee State. I believe Grambling just hired Hugh Jackson, who was an NFL coach for 30 years.
Right.
So a lot of recognition and a lot of notoriety been focused towards the swag,
Yeah.
right, and towards HBCU.
As it should be.
Why do you think? Oh, let me ask you guys this first. Personally, why did you guys select the HBCU? Right, you guys could have went anywhere, especially Tina. You from here,
Right.
so they have a lot of universities here and surrounding areas.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you guys select the HBCU to go to?
Well, for me, it was the opportunity to be a part of the baddest band in the land.
Okay.
As you said, I'm from here, and there's a lot of colleges here. I was actually planning to go to a private white institution.
Okay.
When the opportunity presented itself to me for me to be a dancing doll.
Okay.
I don't have family that went to Southern. I don't have those ties, but I was in the band in high school. And
what you played?
No, I was a majorette.
Oh, okay.
But I was a part of the band experience,
okay.
and the band to me that stood out the most was Southern.
Yeah.
And I remember just saying, like, if I ever got the opportunity to dance,
right,
you know, oh my God, I would love it. Never thought it would happen, and then it happened.
It happened, right.
So it was really just the opportunity of a lifetime to go for, you know, to be a part of the Dancing Dolls.
Right.
And I've always gone to schools with predominantly Black student body.
Okay.
From elementary all the way up through high school. So I always wanted to go to a Black school, but I didn't really have, like I said, any ties. And when it was time for me to go to college, the school that I was planning to attend was really good for the major that I wanted to go to.
Okay.
So I'll just say that it was a blessing that happened, you know, for me, and an opportunity of a lifetime.
Okay. Yeah. Dope. That's dope. That's dope. Samantha?
For me, honestly, there was really no other option.
No other option,
yeah,
right?
Like,
I had to go.
I'm being real. I went to Southern Lab. So Southern Lab is basically the smaller Southern University. I've been on Southern University's campus since I was 7, 8 years old.
Oh, wow.
So I went to Southern Lab from 1st grade to 12th grade.
So you was groomed for it.
So, yeah, like I literally, Southern University's, the Mini Dome, A.W. Mumford Stadium was my playground. That was my, you know, backyard. Now, honestly, I did have another choice of the HBCU, my first option.
What was that?
It was Clark.
Okay, in Atlanta.
I wanted to go to Clark.
Okay.
And
Clark?
my daddy kind of shut it down.
Clark?
Though. Yeah, I did. I mean,
that was popping back.
It sure was.
No, not Clark.
Yes, it was.
Spelman was.
No.
Clark
was popping.
Was it?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, when we were
everybody wanted to go to Clark.
Really?
Absolutely.
In '99.
And it was Atlanta. I mean, come on.
Well, that's true. Well, that is true.
Keep that in mind. But
that is true.
My dad, you know, graduate of Southern University. His whole thing was, I'm not gonna say he just shut it down, but his thing was, what do you want to major in? Like, what are you trying to become? And I always knew I wanted to be a nurse.
Okay.
And so his whole thing was, Southern University has the best nursing school, you know, out of HBCU, so that don't make sense to me.
Right.
If that's the only, you know, reason you just want to get away from home to go to Clark, then no, you're gonna be right here. So it really wasn't like I was upset.
Okay.
I just felt like Southern is about to be a bigger high school. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody.
Basically, it was.
Yeah.
Everybody transferred from
So
Lab to go over, right?
It was an easy transition for me. Like I said, it was no other It was going to be an HBCU no matter what.
Okay.
So that's, I think, getting the way that we were bred at Southern Lab. You know, just that confidence, that self-worth, that self-esteem, Black and proud. That's your next step is an HBCU.
Yeah.
Right. But you know what's crazy? And it's funny. I was talking to some friends last night about this. Even though I went to HBCU, but coming out of high school, I knew nothing about HBCU. I mean, zero. I didn't know about the bands because I was an athlete, of course. And coming out of high school, I had 12 offers from all big-time schools, white schools. I knew nothing. Now, all my life, I went white schools.
I was going to ask, what high school you went to?
White school. Shaw in Louisiana. I mean, New Orleans.
New Orleans. Okay.
So, all white. All my life. So
I didn't realize that. For some reason, I thought you went to St. Aug. That's what I was saying. What? Okay.
So, but when I got to Southern, well, it's a long story how I got to Southern. So when I got to Southern, when I say culture shock,
Really?
it was an ultimate culture shock. I didn't know the Greek life. I didn't know the bands. I didn't know the dancing. I didn't know the history. I didn't know the culture of it. Yeah. But when I got there, I got acclimated real fast.
Oh, right. Oh, it didn't take long.
Right. And even for me, I'm from Houston. You know, Texas and Louisiana are different, you know, culture-wise.
Right.
Of course, we have a lot of native Louisiana who moved to Texas. So it's not unfamiliar, but it's still a totally different culture. So I'll even say for me, going through all Black schools, it was still a culture shock for me as well.
Yes.
You know, just to prepare, I wasn't really prepared for the type of HBCU, because let's get it twisted. Not get it twisted. All HBCUs are
not the same. That is true.
Southern is
a
very,
culture of
very
its own.
distinct in,
Yes.
you know, come correct. And you pledging from
Hey.
the big by. You know, when you get there, you got to work your way up. You know what I mean? It's it's a culture. It's a hierarchy. It's a lot of different, you know, groups and sections. And
Absolutely.
you got Greek life. You have band. You have athletics. You have
Student
SGA,
SGA,
you have the nursing school,
Politics.
the law school, all of these things are like, right, it's a big deal. And whatever you're in, you got to really fight for your position. So I was not prepared for that at all. So, you know, Southern being, to me, like when you think of HBCU, it is a quintessential HBCU.
Yes,
it has
it is.
everything that you're looking for.
And look, I want to say this. I'm happy you said that. Everybody first of all, shout out to everybody who went to HBCU. That's first and foremost. Shout out to everybody who went to HBCU. That's first and foremost. I'm not. Y'all put them on at the same time, but they over here.
Hey.
So we're not saying that your HBCU was sucky.
Mm-mm.
It's
just not the same, right?
Okay, I'm not trying to offend nobody.
Right.
Here's the deal. Like, we'll talk to friends who went to other HBCUs, and like we'll talk about Pretty Wednesdays, and they're like, "Wait, what? Y'all dressed up to go to class? Like that doesn't make sense." It's like you don't understand. You had to be there to get it. Like, we dressed up to go to class.
Not just that, but I think the people, because one thing about Louisiana, and you know this well as I do, both of y'all, the culture in Louisiana is a party. Family culture,
right?
Right. So
Absolutely.
everything is family, everything is culture, everything is food, everything's
having a good time,
having an awesome time,
yeah.
And that camaraderie, especially like when you have like a homecoming or when you have like a Bayou Classic or a special event, everybody wants to go and make it a big Pretty Wednesday.
Absolutely.
It's gonna be.
You know what I'm saying?
Deal.
You gotta be clean.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you gotta be politicking.
But I think it's also just I don't want to say a Southern, not the university, just Southern hospitality type of deal, like how, what I'm trying to say, like the ladies, the Southern Belles. So a lot of ladies and women, of course, like our parents and their parents, it was a big deal to always look your best at all times.
Yes.
You're going to put on your
absolutely.
best no matter where
Absolutely.
you're going. So
we enjoyed it.
Absolutely, yeah. It's like, but you go other places and you realize that that's not necessarily the norm.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's how you were brought. Like that's who I am.
Yes.
Like I might be overdressed everywhere I go, but ask me if I care. Like that, it don't matter.
Well,
that's
I think it's a standard. There's a standard that the school has set for, you know, excellence.
Yes.
Like with, you know, I'm gonna probably use this example many times, but the band.
Okay.
You know, we're gonna always show up and show out.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Right. And you don't half-ass anything.
Right.
You know, start over.
Yeah.
Let's do it again. Let's keep, and that's, you know, it's bred into you with Southern, even with your teachers, you know, them having expectations for you to take it seriously.
Yeah.
It's not a school where you don't have to come to class. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
I remember teachers calling me, Miss Dudley, where are you?
Yes.
Like, you calling me in my dorm room? You calling me? Yes, because I know you don't want to get a bad grade. They cared. So everything came from a point of excellence.
I think it was love too.
Yeah.
It was love.
It is. It's pride and it's love.
And failure wasn't an option. At Southern, failure wasn't an option. Like you said, you speak about the instructors. Every instructor I had, even though I was an athlete and, you know, I got to class late and, you know, but they helped me out. They called, like you said, or they reached out. They said, okay, well, this is my number after hours. Come, because you need this. This is what you need to graduate. Yeah. Even though I barely graduated, but you know, I got it.
But I think also too, that's why sometimes when you see some of the younger generations, it can be a little frustrating because you're trying to understand, like, come on, like if we don't care, you know, like if you see trash on the like we were brought up from Southern Lab all the way to Southern. If you see trash on your campus, you pick it up. Because this is your university, this is your campus, and you know we care about, like you're saying, the not just the rich tradition, but who we are. There's a certain standard,
right?
Yeah. And sometimes it just seems like that's been lost when you see certain things going on. But even to bring it to, let's say, you know, present day, my life right now, that was one of the reasons that we moved from up north in the Woodlands, because of our daughter experiencing being the only black child in all of her schools.
Yeah.
You know, from pre-K up until the 4th grade year, where we really saw it show us a issue where mama about to flip tables over. You know what I'm saying? So, but it was, and I've had this conversation a lot with our peers in a sense of, we're a generation where we want to move to the suburbs.
Yes.
We want to do certain things to give our kids a better opportunity, as we should. However, at what cost? And sometimes we have to pay attention to that. So yes, this particular, suburbia that we were in was amazing, but it wasn't beneficial for what our children need. And for me, I wasn't accustomed to that because I went to all black everything. I went, so even getting my job out there where I'm the only black nurse in the entire unit
was rough.
But here's the deal. It didn't affect me because my foundation was Southern Lab and Southern University. So I can walk in any room.
That makes sense.
And I'm confident. I'm fine. I don't care if I'm the only black one. Y'all,
but that's because
gonna make y'all
went to
uncomfortable.
Southern Lab.
Right. Because I went to Southern
foundation.
Lab and I went to Hbcu. But for my baby, she didn't have that foundation.
Correct.
So I saw her little light dimming in a sense. It was affecting her. They were doing things intentional that was affecting her self-esteem. And so that's why we were like, okay, we're going to have to make some changes. And without going deep into all of that, we made a lot of changes. But the biggest one was moving out here.
I want to get into that.
To an all-black school.
But you know what? I want to get into that because that was my next question. As far as most of us that are educated, most of us go on to get good jobs, move out, go into the suburbs, get away from our habits, get away from our people, our peers, our parents, family, and we better ourselves because we make a little more money. You know what I'm saying? We don't think we're more, but we gotta, we have the opportunity to go and do something else. So now we have kids and everything. How do we give those kids that opportunity to experience what we experience, or do we take it from them?
I think that with education and growth, seeing things different from our parents, but also still having the foundation that we have, you can put your kid in any school.
Okay.
You don't have to put your kid in a particular school. This is my opinion.
Okay.
For them to get what they need.
Okay.
Because more than anything, kids need teachers that love them.
Yes.
And want to see them do well.
Right.
So you could find that diamond in the rough in a neighborhood school, and your kid have the confidence that they need to do whatever they want to do, the education.
Yeah.
And that's the most important thing, is that confidence to be able to, grow and push past their comfort zone, try new things, get, learn and grow. Yeah. So personally, I don't think it's necessary to do that, but I get it. I definitely get it because we all want to do better. We all want to expose our kids to more than we had. And we also want to make sure we are living our dreams. And our dreams isn't to necessarily stay
in the hood.
But
you know what? The hood made us though.
But I was about to say this.
My mom, she lived in a nicer.
Okay.
But her mother taught in a more urban setting. She went to school.
When you say urban, say hood.
Hood, right. Urban. I don't want to say that. But, she went to the school that our mom taught at.
I got you.
And she didn't lack anything because the pride was there.
I was about to say,
you know what I mean?
Years ago when the times were different, the teachers were different. Like, so for me, I get what Tina's saying, but this because I've experienced it. Mm-hmm. So for me, it's a couple different factors. It's you have to know your child, right?
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
That's true.
All kids are different.
Yeah.
So my son could go to any school. Like some kid, my children are different. My daughter, it affected her in a way because I don't know if it's because she was the only black girl, and so you have little girls having birthday parties and not inviting her, and so you have that whole exclusion.
I got
and
you.
It affects your self-esteem in a sense. My son, he's a Rutledge. He's like
wild.
His mama, so he don't give a damn. Like you ain't got to invite me. You know what I'm saying? But it will affect your kids. You have to know your children.
Right.
So
that's the most important thing.
With that piece of it, you might have to make some adjustments. And I think my parents, of course, we always want to do better than our parents did, not in a negative way, but I feel you're supposed to, right? Mm-hmm. You're supposed to give your children more than what you had. So for my parents, shoot, they were doing that with us. Southern Lab was a private school.
Yeah.
Like they were paying for, and me and my two sisters.
Y'all had a good life though. Y'all had that Cosby life though.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? Because y'all
My dad was an educator.
I'm saying, but you went to Southern Lab. They had to pay to go to school there.
Yeah,
it's a tuition.
Absolutely.
So most kids, I had the opportunity because I was an athlete, so I got a scholarship. But people that don't get that opportunity, they got to go to the hood. They got to go to like a Capital or like a Glen Oaks.
But that's what I'm speaking from. Like when you don't have those options. Right. You can still
if you have the right teachers or the right, because this is just how I feel. Looking at my child's transformation from going to all of these predominantly white schools, and I swear I'm not knocking the community or the schools because we had some amazing experiences up there. However, the bad outweighed a lot of it because now you messing with my child. Yeah. And so, that's just where I am with it. But for us to pull her out of that situation and now put her into an all-black school called the Imani School here in Houston, which I'm going to always
What's it called?
The Imani School.
Shout out to Imani School. Shout out to the Imani School, y'all. Hey.
They're there from like 6 months to 8th grade. Okay. 6 months, 8th grade. But it really feels like a Southern Lab. They just don't go to high school.
I got you.
Like to Tina's point, when I tell you it's family.
Okay.
The principal knows every child by name.
Okay.
Know every family member.
That's good.
They care about you. So even if they're pushing you, it's coming from a place of love.
Yes.
And ultimately, that's what our children need, right?
Absolutely.
And I feel then you go to HBCU, you're going to get that similar type of vibe because we want each other to succeed, right? So it's just a different experience, in my opinion, versus not knocking PIWs, but you're not necessarily a number. They're looking at you. You could be their child. You know, you could be their nephew. You could be. So there's a relation there, and then if they see that potential in you, they might kick you in your behind if you need to. They're like, boy, I know you can do better. But
let's be honest, school and education is different.
Yeah, it is. It's totally different.
It's like like she said, you really have to figure out individually what's going to work for your kids, because when I went to school, I went to neighborhood schools. Okay. And I got a good education, and I got teachers that love me.
You talking about public education?
Public schools, right. I went to public schools for the house that I lived in. So I walked to school. I rode the bus. And my mom could trust that I was going to be safe. That's not necessarily...
You rode the bus? These kids don't ride the bus no more, man. Y'all spoiling these kids,
right,
man.
Exactly. But the world has changed.
Right.
Like, even... now, my kids don't necessarily always go to the school in the neighborhood where we live. Since I'm in Houston, I may
take them somewhere else.
Transfer to another school that I feel like is better, for specific reasons that I have. So I just think that now we have to think outside the box when it comes to our kids and education. Right. Even in college, it's not necessarily the same experience that we had.
Right. It was totally different.
The world is just different, yeah.
Southern is, first of all, look, Southern. So proper, right? I've been in the suburbs too long. Look. Southern. The school is different. The school, I'm talking about the aesthetics of the school. Yeah. It's totally different. Yeah. We only had a couple of buildings. Those buildings was raggedy. We had 55 people per class, And it's a different school. Yeah. The instructors were all over 65 years old. So everybody was old.
Well, not in the nursing building, though.
Oh, see, I ain't never been. See, I was an esteemed to go there, so
So how did we take classes together?
So the backstory. So look, this is a story.
What was your major?
Yeah.
My major was kinesiology. All right, so.
That's science. Why.
Yeah.
So it's kinesiology. So as a nursing major, they had to take some kinesiology courses. So I'm gonna tell you about when I first.
It wasn't kinesiology.
It wasn't. No. We took.
It's not like a science.
Yeah, we took something. But this is how I met her. And I think she sat on side of me or in front of me.
You about to lie.
Look, we had a test, right? We had a test. And it was a test, nobody studied really, Nobody really studied.
Right.
So and we was exchanging answers through the through the class or whatever. And Smith was like, What's that? So I'm like,
always lie.
I was like, I don't know. I'm looking for him too. And that's how we met. That was 21 years ago. But yeah, that was. But that's the experience, though.
That's an experience of going to an HBCU. Is you remember those things because you're not one of 200 people in a class or 150.
Right.
It's what 40, 30, depending on the class that you're in.
Right.
So I was in mass comm, so we had much smaller settings.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, I was in what was that, Stewart Hall?
Yeah.
Stewart Hall. So let me ask you guys this. Do you guys ever do like some type of reflection and think back when I was a sophomore, junior? Well, did you ever think that you would be where you are now? Like some type of reflection saying, okay, this is the young me when I was a junior in college. And now look at me now. I was like, wow, I never thought I would even do this. What I'm doing, be a mother, you know, doing what I'm doing, interacting with X, Y, and Z.
I think CJ does it more than I do. I don't really do it because I was always just so focused and determined. I knew it was going to be nursing. And so
you always wanted to be a nurse?
Well, I wanted to be I wanted to be a pediatrician. And then I was like, I ain't going back to school.
Right.
So I wanted to be a pediatric nurse.
It's too much school.
So, but CJ does that. Like he'll be like, girl, I met you in the women's gym and look at us now. So he reflects a lot.
Oh, so you and your husband met at Southern?
Yeah, I met CJ when I was still at Southern Lab, and he was a freshman at Southern.
Oh, wow. So how long you been married?
We'll be married 18 years, but we've been together 20-something.
So, hold up. Okay, so that's beautiful. I didn't know that. So y'all old. Like, shout out to the old people. Hey! I didn't know that. So, damn, you been married that long?
Yeah, I met that boy when I was 15.
Gee.
He was 17, I was 15.
So, wow. Tina.
So, backstory. So, you know, the women's gym, right?
Yes.
CJ had
Women's
a work
gym.
study. I don't know if they still do
Yeah, it's
those.
still the women's gym.
So he had a work study in the women's gym where I played volleyball at Southern Lab, and we would practice at the women's gym.
What's the women's gym? The one that had
The
the pool?
smaller one in the back.
No, that's the one in the. That's Seymour.
Seymour.
That's Seymour.
Yeah. The women's gym
She
was
said the one in the back. See what I'm
I
saying?
don't even know if they still have the old one.
No,
I think they shut it. They tore it down, or
I
they
don't know.
I
remodeled
think
it.
I ever
They
been in
remodeled
the
it.
women's
Yeah.
gym before.
Yeah, you probably been there. It's all the ranches.
She probably never been in it.
See, Tina was bougie. She was around the ranches. See what I'm saying?
She always be like, "Oh, wait, let me just throw out there."
Right.
Let me say this. So for homecoming,
Okay,
we
talk
hadn't
about
been
it.
in a minute, and it was y'all. I don't know, it's because outside had been closed the year before, but homecoming was bananas, like people
Right.
everywhere.
Right.
So you know, I got her to come with me like
Yeah.
last minute. I was like, "Tina, let's just go to homecoming." Like literally, she said the 23rd hour, like literally.
23rd hour.
So we park at one of my cousin's house. We walk, y'all, and we like walking over the like we got dropped off in front of the bank right there. I
Yeah,
can't
the little
remember.
Hancock
Liberty
Bank.
Bank.
Liberty Bank. Liberty.
So she is like culture shock. She's like, I don't think I want to do this. I want to go
take
home.
me home.
Take me
Why?
home. So she's like, so while we
never walked
walking,
over the
she's
hump
like, I've
before.
never had to walk over the hump before. I was a dancing
Oh
dog.
my-
I was like,
right.
well, you ain't a dancing dog.
Oh.
I
She started-
walked over the hump a damn
She's like, I've
Never?
never walked. Then she
Wow.
kept saying, I don't even know where we are. Where are we? I was like, I can cut.
She was acting
I can
different.
cut her. I was
Yeah,
like,
go
bitch,
ahead.
that's what y'all used to practice right there. Like, what are you talking about?
I hadn't.
Never?
No.
Yeah, she was
So
really
hold
like,
up. Hold up. We
Why
gotta,
would I have to walk
Hold
over
on.
the hump?
Gee, hold on. I got it. First of all, shout out to everybody that walked over that hump at 11 o'clock to go to churches to get some of that chicken because they was hungry. So the reason why we walked, it's two reasons why we went over that hump, right? And I think it's past 7 years. So, you know, the limits of, what did I say? Yeah, Coleman's.
Coleman's?
So we went to Coleman's. And you know Coleman's. Oh my
I
goodness.
can't deal with her. I can't.
So we went to
You went to
Coleman's.
Coleman's before the liquor
The
store.
liquor store on the corner. Right there.
Over
As soon as you
by
cross over the
McDonald's,
hump.
And then they had the little.
Okay, I don't think I might have been in the parking lot one
Jeez
time,
Louise.
but I never went.
So the Coleman's,
Okay.
we walked because most of us didn't have a car. I had a car, but most of the people didn't have a car, so they walked across the hump for two reasons. They was hungry, they went to churches and got that cheap chicken, or they went to Coleman's to get some liquor because they used to sell liquor.
Well,
too.
I wasn't walking for those reasons. I only had to go across the hump when I was in like running track. And we
Oh,
had
okay.
to run the hump.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
Yeah.
different for y'all.
Yeah.
For guys, it's different.
Yeah.
We was hungry, and, you know,
I
and we stayed
wasn't-
in the front. So
I wasn't
yeah.
walking to get no chicken on the liquor.
See,
Not walking.
y'all was bougie from the
But
beginning.
it was
Jeez.
really, really funny for homecoming because she was bugging out.
You never walk across the hump.
She was just like, what is going on? All
Why
these
would I walk
people.
across the hump?
See, that's that dancing doll stuff.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? That's that.
Never had to do
I
this.
mean, we had
Exclusiveness.
specific instructions about being safe.
Oh, that's true,
you know,
too.
and things
Well, I
like
get
that.
that.
Yeah,
so,
that's
you
true.
know, I'm not from Baton Rouge, and
Baton
Dr.
Rouge.
Greg's was real like.
That is true. That is
don't
true.
you do
Yeah.
this and don't get caught
Which
doing
is
that and
right.
be safe, you know. And I think it was our freshman year. I remember there being, you know, little PSAs like
Yeah.
people coming on the campus. We don't
Right.
know who it is. Be safe. So
Yeah.
no.
Well, you know, back in the day when we was on campus, you know, AIDS was really rampant too. So, not AIDS, but I
HIV.
said HIV. I said AIDS. I went all the way there.
Damn.
I went past I went all
I
the
was
way.
like,
I
what?
remember there being a situation with a girl getting, I don't know if she was carjacked or something
My
like
word.
that.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it was
so.
a girl being carjacked or
joking.
she might have been assaulted or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
No, we did have to be careful.
Yeah, it was cap. You know, we was in the hood,
Right.
so it don't
Yeah.
matter. We had a
Oh,
good
and
time.
then I was always at practice.
Yeah, that's
So
true
we
too.
might walk across the hub.
So look, when y'all was in, did you stay on campus? Ever stay on campus?
I stayed in Bowling Hall.
Did you? You was in the hood? You ever stayed in bowling?
No.
I guess I did. I did.
Okay.
Did you?
My first semester, and then I moved to Toddy.
So for the people that don't
Oh, yeah,
know,
I remember
for the
Tide.
people in Texas, we had a hall. We had two freshman dorms, Bowley and Jones.
Hall.
And it was literally, if you ever
The
been to
project.
New Orleans,
Yeah.
it's like Calio Projects,
Hey,
right? So look,
that's what it was.
the guys used to sneak in there every Friday,
Yeah.
right? They used to do that, and it was 6 floors, right?
I don't remember that.
I think it was 6 floors, and it was horrible. It was 4 to a bathroom,
Suite.
right?
Yeah,
it
in
was
the
a suite.
bathroom.
It was horrible. And,
I'm
and
saying my
8.
mama cussed
it was 8.
me
What,
out.
2, 4,
for
6, 8.
rooms?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we went to move in, she cussed the whole time. So she was bringing my stuff in. She was like, "Don't make no goddamn sense. You rather stay in this ragged ass closet than be at home and have a
let me
home
tell
cooked
you,
meal every
I
night." I
cried.
was like,
Really?
"Yeah, I'm getting out
Yes,
the house."
because I came. I thought I was getting like a real
A
dorm.
nice dorm?
And
That
so
was a
when
dorm. The hood.
and when
A real
they took me to my
Right.
room,
A real dorm.
That's a real
I
dorm.
was like, "Oh my!"
What is this?
Because
Right.
it was like it was,
Yeah.
you know,
It was.
I
It
was
was
like,
The shotgun.
"Am
man.
I supposed to
awful.
live in here?"
It
The
was horrible.
bathroom was the worst.
It was
to me.
horrible.
Our room, I could deal with, and I was roommates with my best friend, so the roommate situation was fine. Or the room, it was small, but I was like, "Girl, we gonna make this
But that
work."
bathroom
but
was
that
horrible.
bathroom,
Mildew and
oh
Yeah,
my
I wasn't
God.
there that much, to be honest. My first semester was a whirlwind because of being a crab and
Okay.
just practicing, and you played football, so
Right.
you know what that's like.
right.
I didn't get to my room until probably 9
Late,
o'clock
yeah.
every night. I was gone on the weekends.
Right.
I stayed off campus a lot on the weekends because one of the other dolls had an apartment. So I would be at her apartment. We were having to do all the crab doll stuff
Got you.
for the uniforms. So to be honest, I don't have a big recollection of
Of
bowling.
jump-
I'm
bowling
not
hall,
saying I
yeah.
didn't stay there a lot either.
I
but
stayed there
because I
for
was
one
just,
semester, and then when I came back
being
after
fast.
Christmas break,
CJ
Okay.
had
my
an apartment.
water had come down from
Crazy.
right from somebody's room,
Right.
and it was completely full.
Okay.
It was filled up,
Wow.
and they had no more rooms to put us in.
Mm.
And they were like, "Where are we gonna go?" And they couldn't get the water up because I guess they didn't have a
Right.
vacuum or whatever. And they were like, "Well, they can't go to whatever the honors dorms were because they didn't have any
Oh.
rooms there."
Right. Washington Hall.
Bradford.
Bradford and Washington. All
Right,
that, yeah.
and because we hadn't gotten in,
Right,
we
right,
couldn't
right.
stay there. And I was like, I don't want to stay there anyway because they got community bathrooms. So we went to Toddy, which
Toddy-
was like
Toddy was
the
new
Hilton.
back
Yeah, it
then.
was
Right,
new,
it was
new,
like
new.
the
Everybody wanted to
Hilton.
be in
So
Toddy.
I was very excited. I was like,
And these young kids, if they hear this, they're gonna be like, "Toddy, that's what y'all want."
They got apartments now.
it was brand new.
Oh, really?
My daughter got an apartment. She's going to something now. She has an
Oh, really?
apartment, like a real
On
apartment.
campus?
No, she's should I say this?
What?
She's on LSU campus, but she goes to Southern, but
What?
she stays on
Oh,
LSU
she's still
campus.
LSU campus.
But they have
Oh.
apartments now. Like these kids have apartments.
Oh, okay.
Like when I first moved here years ago, her apartment is better than mine, and she's in college. I'm like, what's going on here? So,
The
but
times have changed.
absolutely. So let's fast forward because everybody that don't know what we're talking about. We're talking about the college experience. We're talking about Southern University. Everybody that understands what we're talking about. Hey, give a shout out. You already know what it is. Shout out to everybody that experienced that Southern University trauma. That trauma.
That registration.
It was
But
Oh,
you know
my
what?
goodness.
Southern teaches you a lot of different things like that. For example,
Yeah.
we do not
Oh, yeah.
stand in lines. Like we just don't. We
At
don't
all.
believe it. So
To this day.
to this day,
To this day.
if there's a line, me or my husband, we gonna
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 talk to
find
somebody.
somebody. It's almost like it's just in us. Like we're not gonna stand
But
in
you know
line.
what, though?
Yeah,
That's
That was from registration to party.
Yeah.
yes.
Any
Oh
day.
my goodness. Oh yes.
Everything.
Oh yeah. So
you
that's
go-
It's not gonna
you ain't
happen.
stand in line.
Yeah.
and that's crazy. You know that's crazy. That's crazy. I think you think that's some type of trauma we have?
Well,
Probably so.
to be
Like,
honest, I will say everybody who I've talked to who goes to a HBCU, they say registration is just
horrible. Yeah.
You know, so I think that's
and it was about who you knew.
Yeah, that too.
Black
Yeah,
college
you had to know
experience.
somebody.
They're gonna shut it
in
down
the registrar's
right when
office,
you get up to the
financial
Right.
aid
line.
office. Certain offices you needed to connect.
But
Rutledge.
I think that's true. Right, Miss Lewis. Right.
Connect.
Mr. Bennett, right? Coach
There
Bennett.
you
When
go.
he was
Shout
there.
out to Coach Bennett.
Hey, shout out Coach Bennett. Hey, what's up, Coach Bennett? I see your brother. Hey.
Dr. Greg used to give me an override on my class.
Override. Oh my goodness. You went back to override. Oh my goodness. That override.
that's
I need an
horrible.
override for this class. Oh, they're gonna drop my classes. Jeez, that's trauma.
That's awful.
Well, we had trauma.
That was hard.
I
But
loved
it
it though.
was That's a part of the experience.
I loved it. Do you,
Yeah,
do you think our kids will ever
No,
experience
because we do too much for
that?
them. We are
We
so
spoil
hands
them?
on with our kids. We definitely spoil them. We would rather. I feel like a lot of us would rather start doing it and helping them than making them. My mom, like for me, my mom was a single mom of 4, so we
Okay.
were on our own.
Okay.
Figured out. You know,
Figure
she
it out.
was going from place to place, so a lot of things I had to learn and do because she couldn't be there.
Right.
Well, that's just not the case. You know, now I'm whatever was going on with my kids, I'm emailing teachers. I'm talking to this person, talking to that person. So
And we'll talk about it sometimes. Like we'll
Yeah.
be like, you know what? And so I think we have moments
Chores.
where we snap and we be like, you know what? Yeah, we do need to make them. Because I'll find myself doing that sometimes. Like Tina, I was guilty for the longest. I did, especially my oldest. I did everything
my
for baby,
God.
like to the point where people was like, Samantha,
Really?
I did. I think it was just
helicopter
being
parent.
that new mom. I was
Yeah.
so protective and whatever.
Yeah.
But I find myself now, I'm like, no, ma'am. You got to figure. I'm like, you need to be going to talk to your teachers. I'm not
Exactly.
emailing nobody.
Yeah.
I'm not calling nobody
Exactly.
until you go talk to them for
Right.
yourself,
Yeah.
because that's going to show her that you care about
Exactly.
your
I've
grade.
had
You
those
care
same
about.
conversations.
And so I think I'm finding myself
Because
doing it
guess
more
what?
now.
First of all, we weren't turning in assignments late and stuff like that. And if you
Okay.
did, that's it.
Right.
That's your ass.
Right,
you
right,
know?
right.
Yeah.
And in college,
It was more of a
I mean, you had to really take care of things on your own.
Yes.
Right.
You really had
Yes.
to figure out. You know, I remember being in an art class. I played with that class, and that teacher kept telling me, you know, we would come
better
in
get it
late. We
together.
would come from the union,
Right.
Oh, from
tipsy, yeah, like having party, not tipsy, but
tipsy.
just
You was drinking in the union?
No,
Oh my
no,
goodness.
not tipsy,
Tina was
but
drinking in
just
the
like-
union.
No,
y'all.
I didn't
Shout out
know
to everybody that was
about
drinking while they was in school.
not tipsy.
In between classes. No, look.
But basically just having been at
Yes.
a party,
Right.
and coming in late with our nice clothes on,
Right.
still, you know, dancing
Turning up.
or whatever, and not paying attention. And I remember I got an F, like on a test or something like that, and I was like, "Are you
F.
kidding me?"
Right. Not me.
He was like,
Not
"What
me.
do you think this is?
Right.
Like, you have to do the work."
I was about to say, I don't know if they still have the academy. Y'all remember the
No, I
academy
don't remember that.
program?
I don't
That's
remember
Southern.
that. I don't
It was
remember
like an honors program.
I wasn't in that.
They do? Okay.
I wasn't in
So
that. I was nowhere near honest. I'm not gonna lie. I was
You
nowhere
in
near
academy.
honest.
Okay, Michelle was in academy. So I was in academy, and academy was really like, I think it's an amazing program, but I didn't appreciate it at the time.
Who was it? Dr. Who's over at Honors College? Dr. The one
Is
who
that the
died.
honors college or is this?
Honors
But
college.
this wasn't the honors
Oh, okay,
college. It was
okay.
different. It was like an honors program. But
Okay.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
That was Beverly
Dr.
Wade.
Wade.
Yeah,
Dr. Wade, yeah.
So the academy was like, I guess the ones right underneath the honors college per se, however that worked.
Mhm.
So it was, you went to all of the same classes with these same students. It was almost just like a good transition from high school.
Okay.
When I tell you the professors, it was this one, dang, I wish I remember his name. It was an older black man, doctor, somebody. But y'all, if you came to class late or you missed something, he would always say, Bubba got you. Bubba was the white man.
Oh, okay.
He was like,
I got you.
Bubba got you.
Right.
You ain't taking it serious. You okay? Okay, Bubba got you. You gonna be out of
But that's
here.
the beauty of it.
And it was like
Yeah.
you shook yourself together like, okay, he
Right.
not playing. So I think the academy was excellent because it gave us a chance to like make our mistakes, but then understand, okay, this is the real deal. We really have to
Oh yeah.
handle our business. So
So let me ask you guys this. We're gonna fast forward a little bit. I know that experiencing the black college and the trauma that we talk about going to a black college and the good times that we had. Entrepreneurship. Did you think right now, because I know you guys do some things, you touch some things in entrepreneurship, and you have some passions within that, in entrepreneurship. Do you think the HBCU experience trained you for that, or is that something that you had to learn on your own? Because I have these conversations all the time with people that come up that went to HBCU. They say that this is their argument. They say that we had a good time at HBCU. We met a lot of good people, but they didn't teach us business.
I agree.
Right?
Yeah.
So they're saying, so now they're saying they're discounting the whole experience, the college degree, the parties, the good time for business, because now we are adults.
Yeah.
Right? And now business is, you need business, and you need, have multiple streams of income or whatever. So do you guys think that HBCU experience help you guys out for us with the entrepreneur field?
No, I agree with the previous statement. But honestly, I feel like it can even start as early in high school.
Okay.
I think they don't start it early enough.
Okay.
Just overall. But that is something that I feel, I don't know if HBCUs are doing it now, because they have some courses and majors now I've never heard of.
Mm-hmm.
So, but during our time, we did lack that. Now, I don't discount my experience, because it brought some amazing people in my life, right?
Yeah.
Lifelong friendships, and you still have the opportunity to network, because yes, so many of us are successful in our own rights, and so you still have that from it. It taught us, once again, that self-confidence.
Yes.
So we can still, have the mindsets to be confident enough to even want to step out and start a business. But just the foundation and the skills and the tools and things like that, they didn't teach us that. So that is a downfall. So for me, stepping into entrepreneurship was something that I had to learn on my own, or from family members, or
right.
Close friends who already doing that.
And speaking of entrepreneurship, you have what product? You have a product, right?
Not that I make. Like I'm a consultant for the
product.
Skincare, but I have my online ladies boutique clothes.
So let me ask you this: you have the clothes, and why is the skin so important to you? Because a lot of us, do you think a lot of us take care of our skin as far as Black people?
No.
We don't exfoliate.
Not like we need. Well, and it wasn't even. It's not so much the skin. So Beauty Counter is the brand that I became a consultant with.
Okay.
And Beauty Counter, I'm just gonna be transparent, because in the beginning I got a lot of Black people like, but that's a white company and those are white products. That's not for us. And so it was really about no. And here's the deal: Beauty Counter was appealing to me, I think, with my nursing background, because of the education basis and their mission and the foundation that they stand on. Is truly about educating people about the toxins and the chemicals that we expose ourselves to every single day.
Okay.
So our skin is our largest organ. And we don't understand. I know.
Hey, baby, pour some more.
So
look, for the people that's watching, we're drinking water, okay, and lemon juice, all right, all right. Tea need refill, baby.
Yeah. I looked at that and said, "Ooh, T ain't playing."
I'm not talking as much.
Right.
So I'm just
T ain't playing. I'm over here babysitting. But it was, for me, I really wanted to become a consultant and start my own business with it once I understood women of color, and actually men as well, people of color, period. We spend a lot of money on makeup, skincare products, hair products, and 9 times out of 10, the products that we're spending our dollars on have these chemicals and these toxic ingredients that we're just not aware of.
Okay.
So I had been a nurse for, 10 plus years, and I was learning so much new information just with this company about, what to look for, what to stay away from, how a lot of ingredients are causing endocrine issues, reproductive issues, women having problems conceiving. And at that time, I had a lot of friends who were struggling to become moms. And so it was a lot of different things. Of course, cancer, that's the big one, but it was so many other things. You think about fibroids, you think about,
that's a big one. Fibroids,
especially within our
women.
Community.
Yeah.
So
COVID.
For me, Joker said COVID. So for me, it was like, wait a minute. It just started to add up and make sense. I knew what I was seeing in the hospital, and then what I was reading and researching and learning with this company, they were aligned.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, I need to be a part of something like this because I feel responsible. It's one of those things when, of course, shout out to Dr. Maya Angelou, my shiro. When you know better, you do better.
That's right.
Hey,
Say that again. Shout out to Dr. Maya Angelou.
Of course, all the time.
Hey.
But the other part is I feel responsible. It's like when you learn something, are you just going to keep that for yourself and hold on to it and only share with a certain group of people? Or are you going to really try to help others and share with as many people as possible? And that was my whole mission or purpose behind it. So I became very, very passionate about telling any and everybody, okay, what kind of soap you use, what kind of deodorant you're using, because deodorant has, you know, this in it and that in it, and it can cause breast cancer, and, you know, so just everything.
That's real, though.
It's not just makeup. It's not just, it is everything that you put on this organ of ours.
Yes,
it is ultimately absorbed into your bloodstream, it's ultimately absorbed, and it affects your health. So let me tell you something, it's a lifestyle change. Meet my entire family. If I go to out of town, a hotel, I got my own soap, I got my own lotion. I'm very particular about what I put on my body.
But you know, that's important because me and my wife talk about this all the time. We talk about what we eat.
Yeah.
You know, I don't eat meat, but, you know, the other ones in the family eat meat, but we don't eat meat. I don't eat meat because that reason.
Well, I'm pescatarian, Michelle. I'm pescatarian.
I'm not even that because I don't even call it. I just don't eat no meat because I feel the way my body feels after I eat meat, and then when I try to digest it, it doesn't feel right.
Yeah. And that's
you know
real.
what I'm saying?
That's
so
real.
it's like, you know your body. I think it's a book that came out like years ago. I believe it was called Your Appetite. It was Your Diet for Your Appetite. It was something to that degree. Basically, you know your body.
Are you are what you eat kind of type?
Yeah, you know your body. You know the products that you put on, the shampoo that you use for your hair. You know the lotion that you consume. Like me, like for instance, coconut oil. I use coconut oil for everything.
But here's the other thing, though. A lot of times, especially our community, we're just not exposed to this type of information, right? We don't know. So how can we make a better change if we're not exposed to it, we don't know about it. So that was my whole thing. Like I said, I felt I was a pretty educated person. I was in the healthcare industry and still didn't know all of this stuff that I'm learning. And it's on a level of you know, other countries, they're doing this.
Yes.
They keep these type of products off of their shelves for their consumers. Right. Here in the United States, we're the ones that's not doing it. But if you ask me, it's because of, you know,
capitalism.
Don't make dollars, don't make sense. So yeah, we'll put all this stuff in the products, in your food, and we know it's harming you. But at the same time, capitalism. You just said it.
It's capitalism.
You could look at doggone. To me, this is what I always tell people. Sometimes it's right in front of our faces. So when things are brought to the forefront and you have a lot of these corporations being sued, then you'll see them make changes. And now you see paraben-free on everything. Or you see no high fructose corn syrup. But before, because people weren't bringing it to the attention, they was just steady putting these type of things in our products. So it's like, they know it's wrong. Yeah. We just got to be the smart ones to know what we spending our dollars on.
It's like the COVID vaccine, you know, a lot of people have been fighting over that. How can you have how you have a common cold, and then you have certain viruses that HIV has been here for years, right? And there's no cure, but you got COVID cure in 30 days.
Yeah.
So everything is based on capitalism, what the government can gain, right? In my opinion,
right.
I won't say,
but we're not conspiracy theorists,
you know, right?
We're not conspiracy theorists, so
right. But you know, that's just kind of, you know, as more information comes out about the way this country is run and just the world in general, I think that has a lot to do with it. So our food, as you were saying, our products,
right? Know. So let me ask you guys this: I want the people to contact you guys. Where can they find you guys if you guys want to be contacted? Where can you find the guys? Because the thing is, you guys have a lot of information, right? And as for instance, I'm going to start with you, Tina. You was a dancing dog. Yes. At Southern University, one of the prestigious universities of them all, when it comes to band, when it comes to the dancing dogs, you guys are on the center stage of the world. Right. And a lot of young girls growing up, they want to do that. They seen y'all. They see the films in '99. Right. When y'all was in the dome for the, what is that called? What is that called? No. Battle of Bands.
Oh, okay.
Battle of Bands. So they want to do that. They want to know how to do that. Yeah. So I want these young ladies, not their daddies. Daddies, relax. Not the daddies. Daddies, y'all gotta relax. These young females to reach out to the older people and say, okay, this is how I did it.
Mhm.
And this is how you do it. This is what you need to work on. You know what I'm saying? So where can the people find you guys? Starting with you, Tina.
Well, I can't make no promises.
All right.
But I'm on social media.
Okay.
On Instagram, I'll say I don't really frequent too many other platforms.
Okay.
What's my name?
Oh my goodness.
It's
So Rock.
Tina Rose 1981.
Okay.
And I'm not affiliated with the dolls, but of course I'll always be willing to give any insight that I
Okay.
have to,
That's wonderful.
give any encouragement.
You gotta help
to
your
the young
people out,
ladies.
bro.
Absolutely.
Help your people out.
Absolutely.
You know
And
what I'm
I'm
saying?
so proud of the ladies. They are just amazing.
Yes, they're awesome. They are
Awesome.
awesome. Yeah. What about you,
I
Smith?
was about to say, speaking to that point though, I love that because right now there's a young lady that I've kind of linked up with in the nursing school. It's funny though because people don't even think I'm a nurse anymore. They be like, "You do some, you."
I didn't even know you was a
are
nurse. Still, I thought you was a nurse for like maybe 5 years and you just
I was
quit.
a nurse. I was a NICU nurse for 12 years.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then I did. So I mean, here's my deal with nursing. I love to talk to young nurses now to let them know that there's so many more options. Because I feel like when we were in school, it was just focused on you get your degree, you get to the hospital, and you're gonna work 12-hour shifts for 30 plus years. And that's just not the case. What a camera. That's just not the case, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, you have so many options. Now, granted, some of it, you want to get your experience in the hospital and kind of,
Get your feet wet, basically.
get your feet. You're right.
Yeah.
Get your maintain your skills. But I've been in clinical education for the past 4 to 5 years, and not clinical education where I'm in hospitals teaching the nurses because that's totally different. That's like nurse education, clinical education, and so many other things where we can work outside of a hospital, making great money and have the flexibility that a wife and a mom may need.
Yeah.
That's just something that wasn't taught. It wasn't something that I knew about. It was one of those things of networking.
Yeah.
Talking to another, nurse and exposed me to that industry. So like pharmaceuticals, like all these we have all these options. So right now I'm talking to a young lady that's currently in the nursing school, but she's just trying to get through the program. So I do believe
at Southern or here?
At Southern.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do believe, but I had a couple young ladies out here in Houston as well that I've talked to throughout the years. I'm just big. I do believe in mentoring or giving back in whatever capacity.
Absolutely.
Now, as far as reaching me,
Yes.
I do have a private page.
Okay.
That I don't like to keep private. However, my business page for my boutique is Mignons Boutique. So it's DEUX Mignons MIGNONNES.
Spell that slowly.
Okay.
People been drinking. They looking at the show.
Okay.
Minnow, right?
Mignons.
Mignon.
So this thing said, and okay. So here's the
All
deal.
right.
This is
French.
This is our boutique. It's French.
It's French.
From Louisiana.
Yeah.
And my daughter and I, we share the middle name Mignon. So this is something that we're
like
doing.
minion.
Like
Minion.
no, like mignon, like filet mignon.
Yeah, minion.
But mignon.
That's how you spell minion, right?
No, minion is M-I-N something.
Okay, I got you. Yeah.
So, so it is DEUX.
Okay.
As in two there, okay? Mignons. MIGNONNES _ boutique.
Boutique. I got you.
BOUTIQUE. So on that page, you'll find my ladies' apparel. Like this
I like
right
that
here.
jacket. Yeah, the
Thank
jacket's
you.
dope.
This is
I
on
like
there.
it.
But I also, on my website, I have a tab. And the dress.
Oh, and the
that
dress.
Tina's
Oh, okay.
wearing.
Tina got the dress on.
See?
Okay.
See what my mom.
Hey, I see y'all.
But,
Hey, see, boy, Southern University.
Hey, we do it all the time. That's what we do.
Hey.
But I was going to say, as far as the skincare stuff, on my website, there's a tab that says Clean Beauty, I believe.
Okay.
And I have like...
It's in the bio.
No. This is like if they go to my actual website from my bio.
I
Click
got
the
you.
link, and then on my website, if you click on the Clean Beauty tab, I have some different tabs that kind of talks about women of color in particular and our skin. I have products, but it kind of gives you a little bit more information about that because it's very, very important.
Okay,
Sorry.
dope.
Sound effect?
And when you guys hear that music, you know what time it is. We got to get out of here. You know, I appreciate Samir and Tina coming on the show. You know, I love Southern University alum coming up here. You know, prior to the show, we had a couple of drinks, so right now I'm kind of faded. So, but we feeling good though. We feeling good. But I want you guys to give your social medias one more time before we get out of here. One more time, quick.
Mine is Tina Rose 1981.
There we go.
It's open page.
There you go. Submit.
Derminions _boutique.
There you go.
Or you can just search my name, Saminthia Washington, and it should come up. Saminthia is SAMINTHIA.
Oh my goodness. So look, make sure you hit these two up. If you see them in the Houston streets, if you see them in Baton Rouge streets, if you see them at the Bayou Classic, if you see them at Homecoming, or either at a Southern game, or at a Southern event here in Houston, make sure you holler at them. This is the Culturally Distinct Podcast. This is your boy DJ KO. Make sure you hit us up. You know who we are. I love y'all.
Love you, man.
Shout out to y'all.
Love you, brother Adam.
Hey.
Culturally Distinct.
Culturally Distinct. There we go. I love y'all. Peace.
Yeah.